Ladies and lurkers, boys and boomers, masterful ages, we are here. Season 2 of the Aegis Guilty Gear Team League. I am one of the commentators from on the other side of the pond, C4IQ, joined by Laser. How is it going, my dude?
I'm doing good. I am super excited. Season 1 of this was one of the coolest things Guilty Gear has done in a while. It's an awesome format. We got a lot of awesome players on a lot of awesome teams. And I'm excited to work with you and all the other commentators we got coming up in the future. We got 10 weeks of this to go. It's going to be a good time. So let's get into it as quick as we can. C4, how are we going to organize this over the next 10 weeks?
Yeah, so it's going to be similar to season 1. If anyone did check that out, we have a bunch of insanely sick teams participating in this league here from Aegis, obviously like season 2. We have a 700 pot off the start. You can go to the match arena and donate if you so please. If you've got any pennies in that PayPal, please chuck that in. But for now, we've got a 50, 30, 10, 10 split, 350, 210 for second place, and 70 for third and fourth. The format is going to be, again, just like the season 1. Set 1 and 2 is going to be best of 5, first to 3, 1 point for your team if you do win that. And then the third set is going to be best of 7, first to 5. Again, for 1 point. But, you know, sometimes when it goes 1-1, that last game is pretty much the clincher for the squad.
Yeah, you got to put your anchor down there. You got to find that one person you believe in their matchup spread for the week. And I think my favorite part about season 2 is how many teams we've got this time. We got 24 teams competing in this series, which is just an astronomical number with how much talent is packed into all of these teams. There's going to be banger set after banger set. We got 12 teams that will make it to the playoffs after 6 weeks. Got a double round robin in the group stage where we got people split into divisions and home and away teams. If you're interested in that, hop by the Discord. We can give you the full rundown. But the important part is those last 4 weeks represent our playoff season, where we're going to have a single elimination bracket with the 12 teams that make it into our playoffs. Play in a best of 3 series with the same format, give or take, before the set of best of 5, another best of 5, ending off on a best of 7 there as well. And today we are following that format as we will be every week. And let's take a look at the match of the week that we are featuring thanks to our good friends over at Zen Market.
Big shout out to Zen Market. We'll be obviously having to pay the bills very soon, so we'll tell you more about them if you don't know. But at the moment, we're here for the games, and we're going to kick stuff off with Tampa Never Sleeps going up against BadMoon. Both teams or organizations pretty much well known, even if you don't play Guilty Gear. They've got some heavy hitters. We are going to go see those players in a sec. And the next match or team set after that is going to be team, they need buffs. I'm looking at the characters. I'm going to disagree, but that's their name. I didn't make it. And GER, Team GER, is going to be on the second set of games. But back to Tampa Never Sleeps versus BadMoons. We should be able to get those teams up. First, we're going to see Tampa Never Sleeps. MFCR, Umisho, and Craig are stepping up to the plate today.
Yeah, an absolutely insane lineup with these 3 on TNS. We have 3 people who we see make deep bracket runs pretty much every event they enter. MFCR on the Leo, of course, Krieg on the Happy Chaos. And today we're going to deep dive a little bit on Umisho, one of our featured players today. Just coming off hot, a win at CEO over the weekend. Enormous event, right? Also got top 8 at Combo Breaker just a couple weeks ago. It's really a good time to be Umisho and to be a player on her team. It's looking really strong in season 3 of this game. On the other side, on BadMoon, we got Tickle Me More going up with Volition and One True Snorlax. A couple of characters that we see on there going to be Chip for Volition, Tickle Me More going to be on the Eno, and we're going to see One True Snorlax on his Nagoriyuki, which we've seen him really terrorize brackets with.
Yeah, I remember seeing him. I can't remember what tournament it was an offline tournament in America, and I was like, damn, it's a very popular character across the world, but the way they played it was pretty good. Pretty good, I must say, even though I despise the character. But I did like the way they wielded that weaponry. And for anyone who doesn't know, this season, home court advantage is going to take priority. So if you are playing at home, you get the opportunity to counter pick. So the away team has to pick first in terms of characters. So let's see who we get up. We've got MFCR, I believe, coming up with the Leo. That's what it looks like in the lobby.
Yep, and it looks like it's going to be going up against Tickle Me More on the Eno. So we got two characters who really like to try and run the mix, try and keep the momentum in their favor, try and keep you locked down just with mental stack and options they can rotate between. I do think the Leo matches up really well into the Eno, though, just because of that reversal potential with the flash kick.
So I am slightly biased. I did not like this matchup purely because to charge flash kick, you have to crouch, and Eno loves a character that crouches. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, I've never liked this matchup. I didn't like it in XR either. But it's such a crucial point, like you said, it is a flash kick, which in most situations is slightly more advantageous than a Dragon Punch or a DP motion, unless the person who is approaching you is always going to be going overhead. But if you're quick enough to get the flash kick out, it doesn't really matter.
And let's see if he is on point today to get that out. Game number 1 of season 2 coming out right now. We see a little bit of the 6P not going to land quite yet. Ooh, Tickle Me More getting the first advantage, gets the burst out of MFCR early.
Yeah, IP into throw on the wrecker. Clean stuff by Tickle Me. Wild Assault to get him to the corner. Yeah, going to break the wall, and we're going to play them a little bit of music to get that hard knockdown as well. But has to be careful, as MFCR does have flash kick with 50 tension, but it's not going to pay any attention to the resource. It's just going to go straight in and get in a perfect to start off season 2. Crazy stuff by Tickle Me More.
Yeah, really coming out swinging immediately. Here we go. We see MFCR trying to get the exact same going. Spends the Wild Assault, finds the counter hit, breaks the wall, has 50 tension behind it. Try and make something happen after this wall break. A little bit of footsies with the hard knockdown here, but no, the 2D counter hit coming out from MFCR with 100 meter behind it. Ooh, doesn't find the conversion though. The reversal throw comes out for Tickle Me More. Got the corner pressure and finds the punish on the whiff. On that flash kick we were talking about, spends the Wild Assault, keeping the meter in the pocket.
Yeah, super sticky situation. Never mind the fake. Gets the command grab overdrive. That should be enough to kill. If I remember the health bar was that about.
So yeah, that was raw 2 in neutral. Didn't combo into it. Just goes for the tricky command grab super. You're never expecting it, right? If you're already taking an action, you immediately get caught by that. And speaking of which, we're immediately into game 2 with Tickle Me More up 1-0. Remember, this is a first best of 5 in this first game.
Indeed. Not close enough. Goes for the guard point to block the notes. Puts in the mufflers. Doesn't want to hear the music. Eno's trying to sell. Gets the throw. There we go. Yeah, and a lot of Eno's pressure being safe against slower reversals. Showing it off there. And another really strong round from Tickle Me More. How is the interaction going to go now? Are we going to go for the bait on the burst? No, we're just going to go for a throw. And that is going to be enough to get the... Both of these players showing when they get the party started, their win condition is just coming out in full force.
Yeah, I really like the choice to go for the throw there, right? You're expecting a high-low mix when Eno hover dashes in your face, but going for the throw counteracts both the flash kick and any sort of RC shenaniganry that they can try and represent. MFCR trying to get something going with the overheads into another overhead off the guard crush frames. Keeps the meter, didn't have a Wild Assault to spend, so not going to get the hard knockdown, but that's all right. The BRC going to get him in the driver's seat, finds the counter hit on the JD.
OTG with the 2D. I think they went for a tap, and then there's a reversal. And you know what? I've got 1-2, but I'm gonna have to make it safe for the RC. Good block on the cross up, trying to get away from back turn, and that's a good option. Just challenge. You might as well. It's very, very hard to block back turn, but there might be a gap big enough for you to get a little tap out.
Ooh, the BRC coming out of the hover dash, getting the tricky stuff, gets him round 2 in the bag. I also really like the choice to go for the Wild Assault to break the wall instead of spending the meter to get the super. Super may or may not have killed, not one way or the other. We're not going to talk about that, but being able to take some of that burst away from MFCR to make sure that one more mix landing is all you need. They can't burst out of it and try and get anything tricky going for themselves. Really, really heads up play there for Tickle Me More.
Yeah, it's super sick, like you said, resource management at the end of the day, right? And doing that in a game that's pretty volatile with damage like Gooey Gear, you've only got like 2 or 3 seconds to do it, especially against someone like Leo, right? You cannot.
Yeah.
A lot of the times you can't blink against Leo because those 2Ds, those wreckers, those flash kicks, those cross-up wreckers, and then there's back turn. So there's hardly any time to look at anywhere besides the center of the screen. But good looking out for Tickle Me. Understand, like you said, the resources. Like it'll probably be better for me to hold on to the overdrive because that is Eno's only reversal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And against Leo, you're going to need that sometime.
Yeah, and you can use the meter for mix too if you want to go for some BRC shenaniganry, if you want to keep your pressure going with a red RC, if they manage to guess right, block it out, really giving yourself a lot of options by holding on to the meter. And here we go. We're going to see what options MFCR goes for to start off. Double cross through into the overhead. Backdash into the low means Tickle Me More finds control yet again. That's what I've been noticing is it's really, really consistent that Tickle Me More comes out on top at round start.
Yeah, it's really important. Oh my gosh, the backdash BRC. I don't care how slow this the footage might be. I know that when I see it. Gets the hit after the guard point. And again, very back and forth match. Has to be careful here. MFCR dealing with Eno with 100 tension, but again, just didn't care. Just got in there before they had the chance to use it.
Give him the cross through, use the meter to extend the pressure sequence. Here we go. Tickle Me managing to fight off the pressure sequence with the throw and also getting the punish on the whiff flash kick again. Hasn't actually landed any flash kicks so far this set, I believe. I think that's 3 for 3, baiting them out for Tickle Me.
Good ratio to have and a good lead to have in this match. So far, 2 up. The Tickle Me More. MFC are kind of fine from a deficit. Has burst on deck, but do you want to be a hero?
Ooh. Over the 2D, finds the counter hit, has meter to back this up. Doesn't want to use the Wild Assault, I don't think. If you want to keep the burst, then you want to keep the burst. Ooh. Super in the air is met with a flash kick RC. We're getting a wall break. I don't think that's enough to kill, but we do take the knockdown this time.
We do. And MFC are still at a life deficit. Unfortunately, no cross-up record, just keeps the corner and goes for the dust.
Yeah, the fast RC dust overhead is so hard to react to. It's it's you had to go off of a read, right? You gotta find what you think your opponent's going to do, and so often the fast RC into the tap dust is a strong way to close out a round. And it looks like we're gonna have just a little bit of a reset here, try and get this room a little bit more stable. But in the meantime, that is 1-2 in favor of Tickle Me More.
Good start to have this. Let's not beat around the bush. Team Tampa Never Sleeps is pretty strong. So any sort of lead you can get is a very good situation to have, especially when it's the first game. You give the rest of your teammates a little bit of wiggle room, take a little bit of the pressure off of them. And again, to do this, Eno versus Leo, not just any Leo, MFCR's Leo. That's a good look, but it's not over yet. It is, like you said, 2-1. So they're on the precipice. They need to clutch it out. But this kind of timeout could put them on ice. Hopefully they kind of maintain the game plan and understand what they need to do to get the last game and get that 1 point for their team.
Yeah, and getting that 1 point is important. I love that you point that out because we got to remember, this isn't a sprint, right? This isn't one bracket. This is a marathon. We're going for 6 weeks of group stages and then another 4 weeks of playoffs. So even if you're just eking out that 1 point for your team, maybe the other 2 teammates get smoked 3-0 back to back. That's fine. You trust your teammates that, they can bounce back further along in the series, in the set, in the course of the league. But if you can clutch out that 1 point, that could really mean something over the course of 6 weeks worth of games. Yeah,
totally. And even without the kind of macro perspective like you're showing, the micro perspective is not every team has the best player, but the best player doesn't make the team. Everyone has to carry their weight. They have to do it. And
that's the statement.
This is why I love this format. Because you get some team tournaments where they just have a really strong player that just doesn't come off the cabinet. They don't come off, they just win, and they pick up the slack of the rest of the team. In this format, everyone has to do their due diligence and, make it work. It's a group effort, and that's what I love to see in team tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if me, C4, and Umisho come up with a team together, in some leagues, C4 can carry me and Umisho no problem. But that's not going to happen in this one. We all got to try and pull our weight, right? So in the meantime, good to have everyone in chat. I see you, Yurikov. Good to see you. Luke, how's it going? Hope everyone's having a good time. I'm looking forward to some of these matches today. I'm looking forward to our feature match later between Umisho and Voltion, I think is how you pronounce that. They got the Soul Bad Guy for Umisho, tournament winning Umisho Soul Bad Guy going up against Chip for Voltilion. That matchup is really fun to watch, in my opinion. Sometimes Chip just gets deleted. Health bar was never yours to begin with. And sometimes, but don't get me wrong, Soul Bad Guy, extremely complete toolkit. You got a 3-frame mash, got a 5-frame mash, got a DP, you got a reversal super. There's a lot of tools that Soul has, but sometimes Chip just mixes you in the blender until you're not left anymore. So like, I think that matchup has a lot of volatility to it. And I don't know, man. And seeing people handle the volatility in a game like Guilty Gear Strive is, I think, one of the coolest parts about watching high-level gameplay.
100% agree. I think in the beginning, a lot of people didn't like it. I just think it's a different skill set to previous Guilty Gears. It's just a different skill set. I think you need to be made of really strong mental stuff to get hit for 80%, which we might see in the match you said earlier. You're going to see a button, clean DP, and Chip is going to be flashing. But before we get to that, we are potentially in the last game between MFCR and Tikumi with the 2-1 lead to Tikumi. Team BadMoon, but MFCR back to business with the second king here. Going to get the wall break with the big stomp. Oh no!
Keep the corner, goes for one more mix, goes for the wall stomp. We got season 2 tactics coming out here. The cross through with the H slash into the win on the round. Ooh, grimy stuff coming out.
Yeah, the throwback, like you said, going for the wall slump combos or reset. Sorry, not gonna have the opportunity as they get splattered a little bit too high for that. Gonna go for the wall break, gonna get that positive bonus, and going for the overheads once again. And I think MFCR might be a little bit more deterred from doing the flash kicks. Like you said, the hit ratio on those have not been too great for them from this set. Oh, that's cheap. That's cheap. Going low on a Leo after all that. Disrespect.
That was hot. Going for the air super well to close out the round. Also, I love how confident Tickle Me was throwing out the Wild Assault. You have full life back, but also Leo can kill you. So throwing out the Wild Assault when you're on a round deficit, that is a choice that Tickle Me is like making a statement with. I love it. Not that time though, the burst gets baited. MFCR with a full stick of butter behind it, goes for the overdrive, gonna break the wall as well. Is this enough, Seek? Oh no, not quite. We got the Harada Care Pixel left. Shout out to my Tekken players. The PRC finds the throw for Tickle Me, the flash kick RC into the deflect shield. These two are throwing everything at each other.
There's no way you make this comeback with Pixel, the final Pixel, and there's the flash kick on Stroke the Big Tree. It was a matter of time till it hit. It's just a numbers game. It's a probability stat, and that does make it 2-2 now.
It does. I like the framing of the probability, right? Because at the end of the day, like reversals are really a matter of risk reward. How much are you going to lose if they guess right? And in this case, MFCR said, I mean, I haven't done it for a while. The odds that they expect me to throw it out here when I could probably just die if they bait it, probably pretty low, means not playing around it, means I'm going to steal that round out from underneath their nose.
You know, the greatest thing I feel about reversals are they kind of break mathematics.
Yeah,
they break it because the more you do DPs, the probability goes up, whether it's blocked or hit. Because as the person receiving or blocking the DP, you're like, they're never going to do it again or do it around start like that. You're just going to be like, it's 2-2. Why would you risk it all like that?
Because the layers have developed. We're in game 5. They've gone all sorts of round starts. You know what we haven't seen so far? Reversal of the round start. It's fine. No one's going to question it. Building up the meter here to Tickle Me. Yeah.
Ooh, what cool that, and you get the confirm. Oh my gosh, Eno, please. Oh, never mind. Wake up 2D.
Wall. Yeah, not quite there. The overhead for the counter hit for MFCR. Cross through. Didn't find the RC, but that's okay. One more while we're in the air. Find the pickup with a 2H, the 214S. One round away for MFCR to take it back from 0-2.
True. Very true. Almost forgot. This was a mountain to climb, and they are one heart away from doing that. Just Just lingering then on the Eno life bar to get one more. Can the King do it? It's looking pretty good now, but don't count out Tickle. They just can't block though. Oh my!
And the first bait to seal it off? Are you kidding me? He was left, he was right, he was shimmying, he was everywhere, all over Tickle Me More to find the win to bring it back for a 3-2 MFCR. That was insane.
He definitely lived up to his in-game name, Goku. That was definitely pro tag, plot armor. Like you said, 2 down. And I'm pretty sure MCR, chat correct me if I'm wrong, I think they got perfected like 3 times in that set by Tickle Me. And then they ended it with a perfect.
It was multiple. The man had like the instant transmission cross-throughs going on at the end there.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy.
And again, it's a case. And I think it's kind of why I hate and love Leo. Leo has the ability to erase any skill, talent, achievements that their opponent has with, oh, you're ready for flash kick on my wake up? Now I'm just going to do wake up 2D. Or now I'm just going to do wake up, cross up, rec up. It's so good. It's so good. Like I said, the probability of getting hit by Leo always increases whether you block or get hit by stuff. It's such an insane, like, paradox of a character.
Yeah, I like the word paradox too, because the thing that I always thought was really interesting about the way they designed Leo is he is an extremely aggressive charge character. And if you didn't know better, you would think that's a paradox in and of itself. And being able to see that toolkit coalesce together into this character that is a little bit of a menace, but also really cool, is fun to watch. And I love also seeing like all of the toolkit getting expressed like that. We saw the DPRC is an extremely powerful tool. The mix coming through. Also just some solid footsies from MFCR. Has some good counter hits in the neutral, just throwing out a far ass and heavy slash. Really, really good play there.
Yeah, Leo's definitely a character that you don't see utilize his quote-unquote footsie tools, stuff like dash 5k, I guess technically dash 2Ds footsies, I guess.
We're counting it. This is Guilty Gear.
Yeah, I guess you have to. It hits so
we
much.
wild out here sometimes.
I can't disregard it. The drop kick from the top rope on the ground. Yeah, he does really have, I think, kind of under the radar footsie tools when it comes to like whiff punishing. He's really, really good at whiff punishing. But I think his strength is perplexing his opponent into making mistakes. And he, like you said, he has the toolkit to do that. And something that we didn't see too much in that matchup, which is totally understandable because Stroke the Big Tree exists, is Leo's Fireball. Leo's Fireball is really good. It's just that
really
Eno can Stroke the Big Tree on reaction.
Interrupt you. Looks like we got another stream going on the production side. If you check out Ridley's stream, we just saw game 1 of Umisho and Voltion going on. We got a hot swap on the production side. Umisho taking the first round. We're running buttery smooth now. Thank you everyone for bearing with us. Now we got Umisho getting the corner pressure, not able to convert yet, and Voltion finds a DP. BRC though into the Volcanic Viper. Umisho not willing to give up this fight.
Not at all. Oh my gosh, that JD hit so low. Oh, and there we go.
Look at the risk. And the clean hit on the Volcanic Viper cinches game number 1 for Umisho. Again, we are still in best of 5, first to 3 for the second game here.
Indeed. Umisho coming in, doing it in double denim with Soul. Double denim. Love it. I love it because it's so obnoxious to wear double denim. Maybe it's because I'm from the UK. We don't do that over here. We don't have the weather.
I haven't seen denim in a minute, but then again, I also don't live in the Pacific Northwest. Grunge hasn't been cool here for a while. It's always cool in my heart, though. Soundgarden will always have a special place. That's why I love Guilty Gear. Got that down-tuned guitar going on.
Yeah, it's it grew on me for sure. Guilty Gear definitely grew on me. I was like, damn. I like drum and basses when fighting games, but Rock does it. Rock does it.
You and I are gonna chat when we're done. I got my raver years are peeking back out a little bit.
Yeah. We can reminisce for sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm old these days. But no, I'm not too old for game number 2 between these two. Umisho with the run-up throw, trying to crank the risk a little bit. Ooh, went for the optimal there with the CS into the 5D, forcing the burst out of Voltion. Good call. You were dead there if you didn't do that. Now the risk is cranking again. C4. Are we going to see him explode? Ooh, good challenge.
Oh no, we're going to see him fight back. Wall to wall, Chris Brown combos. I like it. And again, the falling D from Umisho nearly claimed another victim. Good blocks. Good blocks.
The BRC overhead blocked as well. You'll love to see it. Heads up from Voltion. Now has pressure going. Jump from Umisho, just trying to find some space, but no, the 2K2D from Voltion keeps the pressure going. FD from Umisho trying to buy some space, also looking for the instant blocks, but not finding it. But we do have an RC into the Bandit Bringer. The 6H isn't quite enough.
No, nice dash block. Gets the throw after blocking the gunflame. OTG, elbows a plus. Makes the 2K whiff too hard to whiff punish. Good block on the corkscrew from Umisho.
We can't block every time though, but the 5K 3-frame mash, such a strong tool. Umisho halfway to victory here with a game end round.
The legacy button. 5K, the bane of so many people's existence. I'm not seeing it too much here though. Just seeing good, oh my gosh, immaculate footsies here from Umisho. What is this combo?
I love 5K, JD footsies, literally.
Actually, yeah.
Run up throw from Voltion, using that chip movement speed to their full advantage. Umisho taking the throw. We're fine with that. That damage isn't too bad. We got tools to fight out after the wall break. We're spending it for the Uzumaki Barrage and get that hard knockdown. Try and start the chip option rotation overwhelm going. 2K2D after the jump in straight into the super confirm.
I like it. Positive is going to give Voltion another bar here if they need to use it. BRC nowhere near for any pressure there from Umisho, but the whiff punish again against
so
chip
dead,
as well.
right?
The drop, the red drop. You've got so much meter. Be careful with it though. Oh my! Construct uniquely is the perfect word to describe Umisho.
Absolutely. You'd love to see the run up Volcanic Viper RC. That's some Leo gameplay. Learning a little bit from MSCR's set in real time right here.
And I want to say Umisho did not have bar to RC that. That was all chest. That was like, I'm doing this.
That was pure belief.
Yeah. And Voltion had 100 tension. But it was kind of like a deer in the headlights. It's like, should I wait for something to punish? Or should I wait till I've got enough space to move? But Soul just doesn't give you that. He's got so many ways to jump scare you from kind of, I want to say unthreatening ranges, like beyond like 6S range. But he's got Vortex, Revolver, Bandit Bringer.
Yeah, a lot to work with. And you know what? I would bet all my channel points that Umisho is in voice chat with their team right now and said, watch this right before pulling that off.
Yep. You want to see a trick? You want to see a president disappear?
Here we go. Voltion trying to make sure the chances of victory don't disappear, but the risk is cranked so high. BRT to keep it turned, and the burst comes back right as Voltion gets punished for the DP being baited. PRC to keep safe. 5P bring you back down to the ground. And you know, you got the corner pressure, but this is just one hit away for Umisho, as we've seen with the 5K challenges.
We do. Oh, gets to confirm off the 6K. Nice. This is how it starts. Meter advantage not in Voltion's pocket. All right, single overhead goes mid. Gets the wall bounce. But the burst. Okay, Umisho thinks they can take this.
Ooh, the hero burst indeed. Find Voltion their first round for the set, I believe. Got a little bit of momentum. Not going down quite yet. The run-up throw on the round start, though.
Against Chip, that's a statement.
Yeah, it is. And get the run-up with the wrist cranking off of 2 close slashes as well. Now we got the far slash. BRC faster. Didn't even go for the first hit for the cancel. Just went straight to the air, then straight to the low. Set point here for Umisho.
Trying to maintain that space. Okay, Voltion getting a throw of their own. Here's the corner. Hold the plus frames on the elbow. Wild assault. And the challenge with the 2K jump HS. And that's going to get a pie started here for Umisho.
The 5K challenges from Voltion are really, really good in the neutral. They're so quick if you follow them off with a dash. Really hard to react to, and also answers a lot of options pretty safely. But doesn't find the J2K, spaced just barely off, means Umisho has the chance here, but the burst comes out for Voltion. One more touch for Umisho to take the set. Voltion, you gotta show me something.
Show me the spacing. Gonna have to get out of this block stun somehow. There you go. Backs away. Try to whiff punish Fares, but it is no bueno. As the speed of Umisho Soul coming out again. It's crazy to see that happen against Chip, but I feel something that you mentioned earlier about kind of the hero burst. I feel Chip is always hero bursting.
Yeah, especially against Soul.
Yeah, if a Chip bursts with 9% health, I'm like, oh, kind of a hero burst because you could die on the next hit regardless. It's such a crazy life to live as a Chip player. But yeah, I think it is kind of hard. You could see that Voltion was kind of tentative to approach because of Gunflame. Gunflame can just completely stop the run-up approach, which is kind of, I would say, probably Chip's best tool, is being able to go, oh, I'm at like 3/4 of the screen away, but I can still dash up 5k and whiff punish you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because that's kind of Chip's layer one in pretty much every matchup, right? Is use my grounded movement speed to be able to get in and then start running my crazy rotations and mix that I can represent through all my different tools. But when that gets shut down, it's really hard for Chip to find a fallback plan that doesn't involve a lot of risk. If you go to the air and get anti-aired, then you're in for a bad time. If you let them in ever, especially Soul cranking your risk, because we saw Umisho really structuring their offense around close/stagger pressure, specifically so they could try and guarantee a one-shot when they do land the hit. It doesn't leave the Chip with a lot of options if you can control them the way that Umisho was able to.
Yeah, it's rough because I think Soul is one of those characters. I know we hear it a lot about take the throw. I would be more scared of blocking a far rest from Soul than taking a throw.
Especially if they got meter to convert off the throw. Bad times. It was not a bad time, though. Getting into our first best of 7 here. Krieg versus one true Snorlax.
Absolutely. Not sleeping on the job, though. Picking Nagoriyuki here to win. But Craig with the Happy Chaos is trying to not interact. But that is going to be a tough job because this Samurai, even though they're a big boy, they can get in whenever they want at will.
Yeah, those tools like the Beyblade and the Clone and the Fukio really cover a lot of ground. And when you're at level 3 blood like this, like Snorlax is right now, even your normals cover so much space and do so much damage. You confirm Snorlax takes the first round of the set.
Yeah, I think Nago is one of the few characters that makes a person, their opponent, think, oh, did I just boot up Shamsho? What's going on?
Like, yep, that's on me. I understand how you simply honored me out with the neutral footsies. GG, go next. But we saw that here that Snorlax is using the Clone as a response to the Clone from Krieg. It does go through the Clone because it counts as a projectile that you can follow up behind. And that said, you still can do some nasty things as Happy Chaos, even in Season 3. Honest mid-tier, throwing out a clone of their own, has the run-up throw. Are you watching Chip again?
It does look like it, unfortunately. But, see, some people say samurais are better than ninjas. Let's see if Nago can prove that. Nice IBs here from Craig. But what does it matter? What does it... It doesn't make any difference.
Ooh, good jump out there. The drift upwards RC from Big Bodies is one of the very, like, comparatively new ways to offer mix on a character that doesn't have a lot of high-low mix otherwise. Granted, you know, Nagoriyuki does have the high-low off of the the DP, whatever, the Shizuriyuki, something like that. We're calling it the Shiso. But the deflect shield coming out for Snorlax is immediately stymied. Krieg going on the offensive, has meter to confirm into the super off of the wall stick. That's going to be the first game for Krieg.
That was really weird. I've never seen that. I don't know if the chat saw it or if you saw it, Lazar. But it looked like the curse whiffed.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen curse whiff on a wall splat opponent.
I don't either. Just like decided it was going to pull a Happy Chaos intro, simply walk right by the enemy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Leffen for the CEO entry.
Too good.
That was great.
People love to hate him, but as someone from the EU, he is definitely holding our region up very high. So shouts to Happy Chaos. Maybe one day, maybe Season 3, we can get some EU teams in here. Maybe.
Ooh, now that's a thought.
You know, connection permitting. Hopefully, it will be good enough. Yeah, hopefully, they'll listen to Kai and fix the lobby.
Oh, please! Like, I just want to play the game, Arxis. Here we go.
Too much.
Game number 2 between Krieg and Snorlax here. This is for more points, by the way. The best of 7 is worth more points for the league than the best of 5s are. So this is the most important game of the set. Snorlax coming up with the Wild Assault, but Krieg reading it, getting the throw that is not reactable, that has to be done on a read. Catches the backdash from Snorlax as well with the wrist cranked. Got the super to confirm that that curse decided it wanted to go on to the Nagoriyuki. Oh, it doesn't even matter. You're dead.
Just like my English teacher said, reading will pay off. And like, it was a read. IB throw, that's absolutely a read. And they literally won because of it. All but give the buy is win the fight. Let's see if the prophecy foretold to me is going to stay true. As Snorlax is backed into the corner here, gets a backdash throw of their own with 6p. I love the frame kill. There's the mix. You spoke about it. The whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah, the double whoosh. Exactly.
Yes.
You can have got the brain blast coming through. Concentrate, man. Concentrate. The shimmy in my anime fighter. Who would have thought? But doesn't matter when the Nagoriyuki can simply teleport in your face. Good stuff here from Snorlax. Not willing to let Krieg run away with the set quite yet.
Let's see if they can find the win condition one more time. As they're taking a lot of knees. And there's no arrows in sight.
Look at the wrist cranked. It's all the way up. Ooh, that was really good. That was really favorable for Snorlax, getting the trade there on the counter hit, but the risk right back where it was. YRC to get off of me. Good calling. You were going to blow up if the Happy Chaos managed to touch you.
Yeah, really slick stuff there from Snorlax as well. Just kind of like chasing the backdash ever so slightly, just walking forward and making sure the close S comes out. Super active normal. Oh no, got tripped up by the 6k. Now gonna go to the corner. We're gonna get a Deus Ex. Yes, we are. I don't think this is gonna kill. Nago got a big body and big health. There we go. Has burst on deck as well. Do you go for a gold burst opportunity? Probably not. Oh, well, sorry. I feel like I manifested destiny there. My bad. Sorry.
The commentator curse coming after the commentator prophecy. You hate to see it. That's the 1-2 punch right there.
Too powerful. Might have to hit
powerful. Mute. You got that British accent wizardry coming through.
Yeah, Gandalf. I might have to change my name.
Absolutely. Here we go. Game 3. Now 2-0 for Krieg. Remember, this is a first to 4, not a first to 3.
Yes, super important. And like you said, it's a bit more on the line as this is like a big stakes match. The anchors are going at it. Who's going to bring it for the team? BadMoons versus Tampa. 2-0 to never sleeps as well.
Yeah, just a little bit of a delay there from Snorlax on the round start option to try and catch Krieg going for something like a backdash or going to the air for a jump, something like that. Snorlax evening up the burst by using that. The blood's getting a little high, but finding a couple of those close slash into a far slash Gatlings to manage that level and gets the command grab. Now you can go buck wild, bait the YRC, take the round.
100%. And that's why I say when you get the bite, you win the fight. There's just no two ways about it. The resources you get for getting that is just extreme, nauseating pressure.
Look at the blood. Look at the blood. Snorlax is a pixel away and finds normals to bring it back down just a bit. No, not quite enough, though. Still dancing that razor's edge. Krieg in a very strong position now. Snorlax can't use any of those tools we were talking about to try and get in.
No, it has to be a little bit more patient now. Like you said, the cholesterol level was really high and they did not want it to pop. Oh my gosh, but they popped the deflect shield and no one was home. Backdash. BRC gets snuffed by the sniper scope. Oh, see the flex for the gram? But he just jumped straight over it.
Yes, simply going airborne over the clone BRC to get out of the corner. The blood pop. There it is. Krieg taking the round. Really patient play. Almost letting Snorlax trip themselves up by saying, I'm just not going to interact. I have a life lead. If you want to win, you have to make a move, and I will simply win the game by not allowing you to do that.
Basically put them on the timer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea. Oh, but the backdash 2S goes for the burst. Oh, Wildsoul didn't care about the sniper scope whatsoever. There's the buy, and I think that is going to be it if the prophecy stays true. Not going to win off of this wall break, though.
Still in a very strong position, though. Does have the positive bonus. The Fukio back baits out any aggression at the reset, and the Beyblade going low means Snorlax on the board. 1-2. Very important. 1-2 is worlds apart from 3-0.
Absolutely. We saw it earlier with MFC, right? Going 2-0 down and just making that comeback. But the bound is a little bit higher this time. Like we said, best of 7, first to 5. A little bit more in the tank is needed if Snorlax wants to bring it back and take the points for their team. It's not looking too bad for him, though. I think it's not much of a case in player skill. I think they're quite evenly matched. It's about the initial round start, and resource management, I think, is massive in this set.
I agree. I think I've also noticed defense being a really big deal, specifically wake up backdash. Both players have been representing that pretty heavily to try and avoid meaties or anything like that, and have been getting backdash into back throw to reset the corner pressure. Not this time, though. Krieg's just going to run away with it in the corner. Hard knockdown off the Deus Ex, going for the jump in, has the meter to back this up, confirm into a Deus Ex again. Oh, just going to get the wall stick first, take the easy route, make sure it's guaranteed, get the round in your pocket.
Another perfect to chalk up on the board. We're having a lot of these today.
Guilty Gear Season 3, baby.
Absolutely. Okay.
First one out for Krieg. Yep, we're going to go for the zoning pattern for a little bit. It doesn't last forever. Those Season 3 changes for Happy Chaos means you can't zone indefinitely. And here we go. Now we see the mix on the jump over. Burst force out of Snorlax, trying to find his way in. I like delaying the air approach with the JD, but Krieg not falling for it. Confirms into the Deus Ex. Don't think this will be a wall break. It is. He was close enough.
Yeah, he's going to fall down this cathedral. That's definitely what's going to happen. Oh, he's cursed up. The voodoo's on him. Can he make the comeback? What an insane throw on the Wild Assault. Eyes wide open there for Sir Craig as he gets into his whip, making that 3-1, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. 3-1 in favor of Krieg. That's the second time they've thrown the White Wild Assault. I don't know if they just have a soul read going on. I don't know if there's like some fuzzy timing they're trying to work, but I have never seen White Wild Assault be neutralized like this before. And it's still been pretty good. There have been a couple times when White Wild Assault bought a turn for Snorlax for some pressure, but I don't know, man. Krieg's really, really playing hot tonight.
Yep. I don't know if there's, this is some, so, you know, sometimes you hear what old players do and it's kind of like a myth, like mythology. I remember back in the day, people used to say, oh, I react to burst by looking at the bar because the bar depletes before the burst comes out on the character. I guess technically that would work the same with Wild Assault. But if Craig is watching his opponent's burst bar to go, oh, it depleted, it must be a Wild Assault, I'm going to react to the depletion of the burst with throw, then I want to see how well they do at Evo this year. That's all I'm saying.
I suppose that, like, if the kid on the playground was right, that you could find Mew under the car in front of Nugget Bridge, anything's possible, man.
Yep.
Look, all these players are way better than I am, so if they say they can do it, I'm not going to fault them, but I am going to say, show me the receipts. Put it up again. And Krieg's done it twice, so he brought the receipts.
He did. He definitely went behind the SSSN and found that truck. The truck that we said did not exist. And it wasn't a missing no. It was definitely a Mew. It was definitely a Mew. Definitely
a Mew. And you know what is definitely going to happen? The last game potentially coming up for Krieg. We're at 4 out of 7 so far on the 3-1. Snorlax going to need 3 straight to bring it back. We'll see how that goes. Looks like we're just getting a little bit of testing on making the room a little more stable, getting Snorlax to kicked out and coming back in for the rest of the set. Then we'll get it going. You know what I'm seeing? This lobby, not as decorated as it could be. Someone has not been playing. Oh, we got a character switch. That's more important than the decorations.
Yeah, sometimes, but yeah, maybe this time. Only because he's gone from one vampire to another. The original, some may say, pipe in hand, Sarah in the background. It looks like we are going to get Slayer on screen right now.
What is stronger, the code of the vampire's samurai or the code of the dandy? You know, I think I like the switch. Obviously, 3-1 is kind of rough, right? It's been pretty strong in favor of Krieg the whole set so far. And while the tool sets are similar, there are meaningful differences in the way that Slayer wants to approach, right? K-Mappa Hunch is very different than Fukio or Beyblade, just in the fact that you can keep doing it. You can't get locked out for using it, right? If you try and approach with moves that cost blood, eventually you can't do that anymore. Slayer has no such problem.
Yep, he's definitely a person who does what he wants when he wants, and there's no resources to stop him. Oh my gosh, stomping from that range, and it actually hit. I think I would have burst out of frustration too. Not really for the damage, but that could come back to bite you literally, because this is Slayer. He does buy you, and he does massive damage. So you kind of want that burst as a resource. Right now, though, on the defense, Slayer with all the hands. Oh my gosh, this character's so sick. I get the hate, but this character's so sick.
Almost as sick for Lappin Labs FGC for rating us with 19 people. Thanks everybody for coming. The tap, Dust, not finding anything. Ooh, but the hammer brought down. Counter hit, not gonna close it out. Wild Assault, keep things going with a BRC. Backdash, it's caught, but it's not quite enough yet.
Oh my gosh, you went for the fake 6K overhead. Oh my god, this character's so good. Yeah, and the challenge is a trade, but it's a good trade. Stonks rising here for Snorlax as this Slayer, like you said, they cut from the safe cloth, but the mix and pressure is so different.
And that cloth's important because Slayer's Taylor is no joke. Krieg here getting... The curse wore off, though. Couldn't keep the loop going. Just gonna have to run up, try and rely on good old shooting you in the face. Pressure is mounting as the risk is cranking. Tap, Dust out the fast RC, but there's no bullets!
Oh, he's got 2 in the chamber, and now he's gonna get a full clip as he goes for the Deus Ex. Resources going up, but Slayer going down. And Happy Chaos getting the perfect there. 1 round apiece. It's not like he's going to be able to stay in this match. He's got Burst to contend with, but this is a very good slide here.
Set point, never heard of it. Wild RC, I got that. Wild Assault, rather. Jump in, has a full bar to work with now, but the Bile Bunker counter hit. Tries to spin burst, but happening. The guard crush baits a second burst, but again, not happening. Krieg is just so disciplined with this and finds the way out. Now the pressure with the gun, rocking up with the Glock, has a bar to keep this going. T4, what do we find out the YRC?
Oh, defensive burst to keep the corner. I like it. Craig is keeping it so competitive here. Oh, they've got so much bar. They're going to have 50 tension after this with positive. This looking so bad for Snorlax when it was looking like an insta win a minute ago. He does have burst. Please don't get baited. I said no.
Oh, but he drops it. Oh, it doesn't matter though. We got the aim. We're looking down the sights. We played enough COD. We got this in the back pocket. Krieg takes it 4-1, even though we're trying our best to curse every single set.
This is going to be one of the matches I feel that are going to be put and carved into stone in the mindset of bursting. The best thing for me about fighting game is you should have is never the correct answer. Baiting the burst there, even though it was like you have to burst there, Craig said, no, I don't. Because you're so concerned about me bursting, I don't need to. It's sort of like when someone has a DP on wake up, right? You're like, they have to DP here, otherwise they're going to get pressured. But you don't, and then if the opponent thinks you will, they will do the defensive option. And Craig literally twice was on a killing combo and went, meh, I believe you're going to bait this. And most of the time, to bait a burst, you have to drop the combo. And that was like textbook. This is the definition in a dictionary of the benefits of not bursting, not going with your lizard brain, cerebral cortex. Oh, I need to do this to get out of this situation. That was just phenomenal burst control from Craig.
And I think it's really interesting too, because they're mind games that are developing there in real time based off of the matchup. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because it applies both to Nagoriyuki and Slayer. If you're in that position, a one hit decides the match, burst situations favor Happy Chaos. Has range, has lock on, has clone to keep your advance at bay. There's just not a lot you can do from that position against Happy Chaos, outplaying notwithstanding. So the idea is you have to burst because it puts you in a better situation. Therefore, I don't burst, right? The way they can go back and forth in their heads for that is super impressive.
The smart thing to do is the dumb option. That's the greatest thing about Guilty Gear, though. It's the greatest thing about Guilty Gear, honestly. The burst mechanic is so cool. There's so many little, like you said, mind games involved. Quick decisions have to be made on both parts as well, to burst or not to burst, to bait, not to bait. It's just insane intensity that you can't really replicate with any other game. And like you said, again, with Slayer as well. Slayer is... probably if you go to Metafire, the top player will be like, oh, just complete your combo. But that's hindsight, right? It's very easy for us to say, oh, well, you just go into Power Bunker and you would have won. But in the moment, you are so concerned about, like you said, going to full screen against Happy Chaos is sometimes a death sentence. You can't afford to do that. So you kind of have to bait the burst. So you don't go back to full screen. But yeah, this is just one of the situations where you can look at it afterwards and go, oh, you had 2 chances to do a combo and you chose not to. Like, it's not the wrong decision in the time. It's only after the fact.
And you know what? That's Guilty Gear, baby. That's fighting games. You know what else is going to happen after the fact? Our second set. We got an intermission coming up real quick. We're going to try and iron out some tech issues. I got to get some water. I've been yapping for a little bit now. So we're going to be back in just a couple minutes. We got our set 2 coming up real soon. It's going to be another set of banger games. Don't go anywhere.